This is Robin at Vet Comp and Pen. I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, VA lay statements. VA lay statements are probably the most underrated and undervalued pieces of evidence by veterans seeking disability benefits. Veterans do not understand the power and the value of a VA lay statement. It's unfortunate. Most veterans that apply for disability benefits do not submit a lay statement in support of their claim when they file for a disability. This, in my opinion, is not the right way to go. Subjective evidence is very, very important because your disability is rated depending on your symptoms. The severity of your symptoms, how it affects your life, how it creates a loss of function for you. These are things that affect your rating, and they should always be documented with the initiation of a claim. A VA lay statement can do many things. Veterans think that it's all about the nexus statement. Gotta have a nexus statement. Nexus statements are very important. Private medical opinions can get you win you service connection for a disability claim. However, your rating is determined by your symptoms, which is subjective evidence, not objective. It's how you experience the disability, what it does to your life, the frequency of the pain, how it causes loss of function. These are all things that you, as the veteran experiencing the disability, can attest to. You don't have to be a doctor to know how a disability negatively affects your life. Again, subjective evidence, it can win or lose a case. In some cases, subjective evidence can actually lead to service connection. It can prove service connection of a disability. It can prove continuity of symptoms, which is extremely important. If you develop symptoms of a chronic illness in service and you continue to have those symptoms until you're eventually diagnosed, a lay statement can win service connection for that condition. If you're receiving a letter, a denial letter that's saying, we see that you had symptoms of this condition in service, however, the evidence does not show that it was a chronic condition that led to your current condition, you can fix that with a subjective lay statement. You know that you experienced symptoms the whole time, it's just not in your medical record, so write it on a statement. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that veterans understand the value of lay statements. At Vet Comp and Pen Medical Consulting, we know the value of lay statements. We see how it positively affects veterans all the time. We know that if a veteran is service connected for a condition, their rating depends usually on the symptoms documented on a lay statement. The trick is understanding the power of it and understanding the limitations of it. As long as you document what you need to document, only what you need to document, that's the power of a lay statement. Your symptoms have to line up with the 38 CFR ratings, schedule of ratings. You can't say things that diagnose yourself, that's for sure. You're not a doctor, you can't diagnose yourself. But usually you don't need to be a doctor to talk about your symptoms and how they negatively affect your life. And if you're eventually diagnosed and you have the same symptoms that you've had the whole time and you can attest to that, it's automatically going to be evidence that you had that condition and it was just undiagnosed. So anyway, that's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's one of my favorite pieces of evidence. A nexus letter is important for service connection in many circumstances, but do not forget the power of a VA lay statement, the power of subjective evidence for a VA disability claim. Thank you.
The information contained in this video is informational and not professional advice. Rely on it at your own risk and see a qualified medical or other professional to discuss individual circumstances in all cases.